Hello, everybody. I'm Tim Ryan with Joe Clancy here ringside in Atlantic City. We've got the experienced Frankie Warren, 30 years of age, defending his USBA crown for the third time against the challenge of young 23-year-old Micky Ward. What kind of a fight do we expect, Joe?
Well, Micky Ward is a good boxer, good lateral movement, but the question is going to be answered early, in my opinion. Can he handle the strength and experience of Frankie Warren?
All right, let's go with round number 1, scheduled for 12. Live from Caesars in Atlantic City, and the first punch thrown in anger by the challenger, Micky Ward in the white trunks. 30-year-old Frankie Warren, a record of 28-1 with 19 knockouts. He came in at 138 1/4. Micky Ward at 138 1/2. Ward is 19-2 with 13 KOs. Ranks 10th by the USBA. Warren, the USBA champion, has a world ranking of number 4 in the International Boxing Federation ratings and number 9 by the WBA. He is from Corpus Christi, Texas. And the much more experienced of the two, with victories over the likes of Willie Rodriguez, Sammy Fuentes, Ronnie Shields, Buddy McGirt, and Gene Hatcher. His only loss was in the second bout against Buddy McGirt, and that denied him a chance at the world title, since won by Meldrick Taylor. Micky Ward, not nearly as experienced in terms of the competition he has faced. He's an impressive newcomer on the scene after a 35-7 amateur record. Has victories over Joey Oliveira and David Silva. And this is the biggest fight of his young career as he tries to move into the top 10 in the world rankings. His last outing, a third-round stoppage at Thomas de Cruz in December of 1988.
Micky Ward told me that his fight plan was going to be to box and move in the early rounds and then try to catch up with Frankie Warren in the later rounds. Now we're going to find out if, in fact, he can keep Micky Warren off him and stay off those ropes. That's a must for Micky Ward.
Round 1 scheduled for 12. Abrupt opening as a result of the basketball game preceding us going a little long, so we apologize for that, but we are seeing all of the action here live. Atlantic City. Cappuccino is the referee. Judges are Al Morris from Philadelphia, Lynn Carter from Sicklerville, New Jersey, and Joseph Wally from Trenton, New Jersey. 10-point must system in effect.
Then you can also look for Micky Ward to switch to southpaw. He says he punches a lot harder when he switches to southpaw. And he's got that good left hook to the body.
He just got there. 2 shots to the body of Frankie Warren. Chatting with Frankie Warren, he was obviously still disturbed by the only blemish on his record, the loss to Buddy McGirt, and then he had won a 10-round decision over earlier in his career when McGirt was on his way up. Warren had been bothered by the flu prior to that fight, didn't feel he was at full strength. For McGirt, it was a big, big win. Under 30 seconds to go.
But so far, Frankie Warren is trying to put pressure on Micky Ward, but he's not throwing any punches. And there's Micky Ward fighting as a southpaw. Micky Ward has good legs and good hand speed.
Final seconds of round number 1, scheduled for 12. Live from Atlantic City, the USBA Junior Welterweight Championship. Right?
I had to try this to believe it. Genrex tingles. Tells me it's doing more.
Use it to follow the action and you could win. So get ready. Get set. January 22nd. Buffalo 1. This time it's real.
Round number 2 scheduled for 12 live from Atlantic City. Tim Ryan with Joe Clancy. We're watching Frankie Warren in the gold trunks defend his USBA junior welterweight crown at 140 pounds against Irish Micky Ward from Lowell, Massachusetts. Biggest fight of his young career. The more experienced Warren trying to get himself back in position for a world title opportunity, denied him when he lost to Buddy McGirt. His only loss in 29 professional bouts.
I'm surprised that Frankie Warren is being so patient and not punching to the body. He's really not throwing any punches at all.
Get him loose, get him loose.
And that's not his style.
Warren had a long amateur career, 269 victories, 11 defeats. He didn't turn pro until he was 24 years of age. A 2-time Texas Golden Gloves champion. Made it to the finals of the 1982 National Golden Gloves. Semifinals, pardon me. Lost to Mark Breland.
And I think that was a split decision.
It was. I think he had Breland down, as a matter of fact, in that bout. So he turned pro late. He's had a very successful career. Just the one defeat. He got tangled up there as Warren tried to jab his way in close. Challenger, Micky Ward, looks very confident here, but he's fully aware of the importance of this bout. I asked him about what he thought the outcome would be. He certainly wasn't predicting knockout. He said, look, you know, I'm just going to try and win the early rounds. We'll just see how the fight goes.
Now Warren is trying to exert that strength that we know he has. And Micky Ward is aware of the fact that he's a strong guy. Told us that. Good right hand by Ward. Get him loose. Get that hand loose. Get him loose. Ward has to stay to his fight plan. He has to box, has to throw combinations, and then get out. Now he's boxing as a southpaw again.
Under a minute to go, round number 2. Almost a year ago, February of '88, in a 10-round decision over Joey Oliveira, Ward broke his right hand, and he said it still does bother him some. Obviously, it's healed, but he says it still gives him some pain when he lands a solid shot. 30 seconds to go. Number 2. Right by Warren missed, and you can see him shaking his head at disgust. Final seconds of the second round. We'll be back live from Atlantic City.
Well, you've got a big new hit on your hands. I just know it.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Corn Flakes?
Taste them again for the first time.
You're looking at Micky Ward's parents, George and Alice. Alice in the red blouse there. She's the actual manager of record, and some of his 7 sisters in here in Atlantic City watching him fight. They go to all of his fights in the Massachusetts area, and they were joined by more than 100 other fans of Micky Ward who came down by bus and by airplane for his big USBA title opportunity today.
Tim, Frankie Warren switched into a higher gear right at the end of the last round, and he came out looking for bear at the beginning of this round, putting a little more pressure on Irish Micky Ward. Ward is going to have to hit him a couple of good shots to make him respect him. Otherwise, Frankie Warren's going to walk right through him. There was an example where Ward blocked the punch and did not count the punch. When Warren throws the punch and leaves himself open, Ward's going to have to make him pay. That's the worst place Ward can be, making him up with his back to the ropes. Can't stay there.
Warren getting 3 shots on Ward as a result of that strategy. And making good use of it. Warren said he feels as good now as he ever did in his pro career preparing for this fight. He's left an avert loss behind him. Mentally and physically, he feels he's as good as he's ever been.
And Ward is back to that southpaw style again.
Get out, fellas. Come on, both of you, stop punching. Hey, listen, when I say stop punching, both
Frank
of you stop
Cappuccino warning Frankie Warren to stop punching when he's asked to break.
Well, that's what Ward has to do, whether it lands or not. You have to let Frankie Warren know that he's in there.
Warren still continuing the pressure here on Ward in round number 3. And a good right to the body. The left was blocked. The referee's glove of Ward. And a minute to go in the 3rd.
Good solid body shots by Frankie Warren.
Frankie Warren at 5'3" has had to punch up to most of his opponents over his career, but it hasn't hurt him at all because he's such a busy guy. And with a good body attack, he takes the target as it's available.
I told you, step back. Come on, come on, come on. Stop punching and step back.
Micky Warren trained by Bobby Garza and George Benton, managed by Lee Zuba and Scotty Miller. Sting on him, but he's piling up some points there. And Ward, resting against those ropes, as he has much of this 3rd round. Live from Caesars in Atlantic City, Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy watching Frankie Warren in goal, defending his USBA 140-pound crown against Irish Micky Ward, ranked 10th by the USBA. And Warren on our cards winning the last 2 rounds after we had given the first to Micky Ward. Ward is trained by an ex-fighter, his brother Dick Eklund, who was a welterweight who had a pretty good career. In fact, Sugar Ray Leonard went the distance with Sugar Ray. Dick Eklund in the corner, and as we mentioned, his mother Alice is his manager. And he also has Sergeant Mickey O'Keefe of the Lowell Police Department working in his corner along with Captain Eddie Aliano.
Southpaw stance against him, and he says he punches harder from that side, but he's going to have to throw them to land him.
And going to the body again. Ward kicking some off of his arms, but not punching back. As Gil pointed out, he's not been active here in the last 2 rounds throwing punches. Now he lets loose with 2 body shots.
He does have a beautiful left hook to the body, Tim, if he utilizes it.
There's a right to the head that lands from Ward. And a left uppercut that lands. Ward picking it up. Left to left. That rocked Warren. The left hook up top after the run of the body. That brings the Ward fans to their feet here in Atlantic City. Missed with a right that lands with a left.
Good solid punches by Ward. He has Warren's respect now, Tim. Make it a little easier for him.
Ward was not a big puncher as an amateur, but has gotten stronger during his pro career.
Now from that southpaw stance, Tim, he's taking that left uppercut inside.
Ever busy Warren keeps punching back, and as he pointed out, Ward got his respect with that left hook. And a minute to go, round 4. Scheduled for 12, upcoming the All-Madden team here on CBS Sports Sunday. And again, Ward resting over there, and Warren just throwing punches, now with a lot of spin, but again, finding a point.
Well, Tim, most of the punches are landing on Micky Ward's arms.
But again, Ward in that shell has been a selective puncher here in the 4th round. And Warren the busier guy. Ward feels that Warren's going to tire at age 30.
That's what he said his strategy was going to be, Tim. Come on in a lot of rounds.
Final seconds of round 4 as exchange at the bell.
Why is this man still up with his code?
Round 4, 2 good left hands from the challenger Ward. The left of the body digging in and opening up Warren for that left of the head that blocked him backwards. We're live now, round 5. Gil Clancy here on CBS Sports Sunday. Scheduled for 12, the USBA Junior Welterweight Championship. Frankie Warren in gold, the champion. And Ward coming back better in round number 4 with effective punches, but Warren still the busier man over the 3 minutes. So the judges may have seen it for Warren, or they may have seen it for Ward.
Tim, Ward is fighting exactly the kind of fight he told us he was going to fight. He said, I'm going to try to move around the ring, and fight in spurts. And that's exactly what he's doing. But he's in with a guy that works 3 minutes of every round. And as you say, that can be tough for the judges to figure out.
Round number 5.
But Warren certainly is not coming in as quickly as he did at the beginning of round 4. Ward has earned his respect.
Micky Ward with 13 knockouts in his 19 victories. Warren with 19 KOs in his 28 wins.
Southpaw again, Tim. There's a good straight left hand from that southpaw stance. Now he's back to orthodox style.
Frankie Panchito Warren is nicknamed Panchito. He's from Corpus Christi, Texas, and most of the noise here is in favor of Ward, as we pointed out. Many of his friends and relatives came down from Massachusetts to support him today. Not too many Texans in the house for Frankie Warren.
Hey, you better watch Frankie Warren's head on the inside. Warren is the shorter guy. Good right hand by Ward.
Right hand lead. And another right hand. That hurts Warren. Warren keeps punching back. Warren's right fell a little bit short.
Ward is giving Warren too many free shots, Tim. When Warren misses those punches and throws those looping punches at this, Ward has to count it.
Well, he knew that Warren would give him no rest. Talking with Ward, he watched the tape of Frankie Warren. He said, I know what to expect from this guy. So he fights 3 minutes every round. That right hand just grazed the chin of Warren as we approach the end of round 5. Well, there's a look at the Ward family. Some of the 7 sisters there along with mom and dad cheering on their brother. In round number 5, we're live in the 6th round, scheduled for 12. Frankie Warren in gold, the champion of the USBA junior welterweight division, against Micky Ward. And I would think now as we approach the halfway mark, Gil, that you would agree Ward has got to be busier, knowing that that's the style of Warren. It attracts the puncher's eye, the judge's eyes, being as busy as he stays over the course of the round.
Frankie Warren is starting to get a swelling under his left eye, and that could prove a problem later on because he does have a tendency to bust up.
Ward is picking up his pace now here in round 6.
There he switched to southpaw through that left hook to the body. Just look a good sharp punch.
Roger still looking very relaxed and poised and on his fight plan. But the fight plan would call for him now to be picking up the pace over the second half of the fight.
He figured that Frankie Warren is 30 years old and he might have a tendency to tire. I don't know if I agree with that. Frankie Warren is perpetual motion, Tim.
Ward using the legs and good legs, good balance, good movement. Not likely to discourage Warren, however. Warren is trying to stay where he can get a shot. Trying to find out if Warren is starting to fatigue. Under a minute to go in round 6. Warren landed a good left to the body in that combination try.
But Tim, when Warren throws those wide punches, Ward has to be there to counter. Good body shot by Frankie Warren.
Under the 30-second mark we go in round 6, and Warren finally gets Ward stationary, pounds away at the arms and elbows.
And a good left hook to the temple by Frankie Warren. Ward just is not busy enough, Tim.
Final seconds of round 6 with Warren again applying most of the pressure.
Life's full of simple pleasures, like the comfort of Levi's jeans. Or had you forgotten?
Here's why these New England fishermen take Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine.
I get aches and pains, runny nose, nasally, and Alka-Seltzer Plus works every time.
When I get a cold, my head feels like it's 3 feet thick. Alka-Seltzer Plus helps break through, helps me get back on my feet.
Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Fast, effective relief for tough winter colds.
In a word, it works.
Try Alka-Seltzer Plus nighttime cold medicine to relieve your cold at night.
Live from Caesars Atlantic City, Tim Ryan and Joe Clancy watching the USBA Junior Welterweight Championship. Frankie Warren in gold, defending against 10th ranked Irish Micky Ward from Lowell, Massachusetts. And Warren on our cards comfortably ahead here and head into round 7, scheduled for 12.
In between rounds, Alice Ward, Micky's mother and manager, left her seat and went to the ringside and to the corner and told gave Micky Ward some advice. Now let's see if we can follow it or what
Eklund, his brother. Dick Eklund, son of Mrs. Ward's first husband, and raised, however, by George Ward, along with the rest of the Ward family since the age of 2. So very much the brother of
What's the name of the show? Family Affairs?
I guess so. It sure is. They're all involved, including all of the sisters here at ringside cheering on Micky Ward. But he's in some trouble here against Frankie Warren, at least on the scorecards as we see it.
Not punching enough, Tim. Stands there and waits for Frankie Warren to throw those looping punches, but he doesn't look to counter them. He's looking to sneak in a punch once in a while, but he's not going to win the fight that way. He's going to have to work with Warren. There's a good right hand by Micky Ward. Right on the button, but something happened to Frankie Warren. That could be a discourager. And you hit the guy with your best shot, and he just smiles at you. Makes you a little nervous.
Warren fired right back to the body. A little blood from the nose of Frankie Warren. And a slight abrasion on the left eyebrow of Ward. Warren keeping up the pressure.
Now Micky Ward is countering a little bit, Tim. And Warren is throwing those wide punches. That's when he has to punch, right then and there, when Micky Ward didn't punch.
Under a minute to go in round 7. Blood on the face of Warren, which is not substantial in any way. Maybe right between his eyes rather than from his nose. But again, Warren just keeps up that non-stop attack. Trying to put punches together. Warren not giving him much opportunity. It does look like that nick is up over the bridge of the nose, close to the corner of the left eye of Warren.
It's right where it is, man.
I believe it came from that good straight right hand landed by Warren, but it hasn't deterred Frankie Warren. He just keeps firing away. Final seconds of round 7.
Football fans, get ready for the battle of the century. As unbeaten Budweiser takes on undefeated Bud Light. It's Bud versus Bud Light in Bud Bowl 1. Pick up your official scorecard wherever you see this display.
Bud, super idea. You see the neck on that guy?
Use it to follow the action and you could win. So get ready, get set. On January 22nd, Bud Bowl 1. This time, it's for real.
Give your all to all you do. Don't settle for less from your shampoo. Wash and go first wash.
To get great-looking hair, you don't need separate shampoo and conditioner. Get it together. In just one step, get your hair clean, more manageable.
There's one that does the work, those two.
For control you can't get from shampoo alone. Shampoo plus conditioner in one.
Live from Atlantic City, round number 8. Frankie Warren in charge of this bout to this point as we see it against the challenge of Micky Ward in the white trunks. Finding Joe Clancy here on CBS Sports Sunday, reminding you that still to come on our show is the All Madden team, the 5th annual. Everybody anticipating the choices of John Madden to his very special squad. That's upcoming following our boxing action. Well, later today, NBA basketball action. Boston Celtics at Chicago.
Good right hand by Micky Ward, Tim. Good one, too. And Frankie Warren does have that cut over his left eye, and Ace Morales did a good job closing it between rounds. And now Ward is throwing some combinations. That's what he's going to have to do, Tim.
Warren continues his relentless attack. A little bit of blood from the cut.
And that's how Frankie Warren won 28 fights and lost 1. He discourages guys, he wears them down, and he outworks them. That's his style.
Now they scheduled for 12 USBA 140-pound championship stake. Warren the champion. Ward the challenger.
Frankie Warren is trying to do fancy footwork.
Get out. Come on.
This isn't Frankie Warren.
It sure is, and that's about the only rest he's taken in the entire fight.
Well, that should be an indication to Micky Ward to try to work a little bit. He comes in wide open, and Mickey Ward does not count it, Tim.
To go in round 8. And again, inactivity from the challenger, Ward. His body blows would have to be taking an effect on him. So he was waiting for the 30-year-old Warren to fade. It may be Ward who is winding down. Uppercut landed inside with no apparent effect on Warren. Burrowing his way around, trying to find an opening to the body. Tremendous conditioning by Frankie Warren. Preparing for this fight, he's obviously fit. Final seconds of the 8th round, the scheduled 12-rounder. We'll be back live from Atlantic City in a moment.
Wow. What you eating, babe?
Nothing, honey.
Oh, you can tell me.
Quick look at Bob Arum, promoter extraordinaire, and at least perhaps his own mind. He's the head of Top Bank Incorporated. And the big news here in Atlantic City today is his meetings with Mike Traynor, the lawyer for Sugar Ray Leonard. It looks very much like there will be a Sugar Ray Leonard-Thomas Hearns rematch of that great battle back in 1981. They are, as they put it, progressing very well in their negotiations to hold such a fight probably in June of this year.
Then they said significant progress has been made. That's the question.
Yeah, we're talking about more than $20 million in purse money for the two fighters. Big fight, big story.
Then I'll tell you, that first Leonard Hearns fight was a classic. Now they're both older. You have to remember, Tommy Hearns is going to come into this fight 20 pounds heavier than he did when he fought Leonard last time. He was only 145 pounds, and I thought that he weakened himself by coming in that light. But this fight should be a good fight between two super middleweights, no longer welterweights.
It looks like it's going to happen, but it's not officially signed as yet. They just say that things are going well in their discussion. We're in round number 9 here with Frankie Warren against Micky Ward, and it would appear now that Ward's got to come up with a knockout, at least the way we've been scoring.
All right, Tim, what's been happening is Frankie Warren simply is outworking Micky Ward. Now, if I was in Micky Ward's corner, I would have to tell him that Frankie Warren cannot fight backing up. But I would say if you want to win this fight, you're going to have to go out in the next round and throw punches and back this guy up. Because it's going to be the only way he's going to win the fight. If he just wants to go the distance, that's something else again. But you're not in there to go the distance, you're in there to win.
Warren just keeps up that pressure. Every round looks the same for him, where he just keeps coming, getting closer, firing away. Doesn't care where he lands him. Even though a lot of them have been taken on arms and elbows by Ward, Warren's had plenty of them get through. Under a minute to go, round number 9. Micky Ward, a record of 19-2. Coming into the bout, Frankie Warren has only one loss to Buddy McGurk.
Micky Ward just stays there and waits for Warren to punch. Wrong, he has to get off first.
Warren now muscling Ward back. Forcing him to the ropes. Into the corner now. Tremendous stamina on the part of Frankie Warren. Every punch may not be a bomb, but he just doesn't stop throwing. Final seconds of round number 9. A big round for the champion, Warren.
He's got a flashlight.
Live from Atlantic City, round number 10. Frankie Warren leaps off his stool, charged out there, continued to show the challenger, Micky Ward, that he's 30 years young. As a 140-pounder, he has had a relentless attack from the opening bell. Scheduled for 12, the champion Warren in gold, the challenger Micky Ward in white. Upcoming on CBS Sports Sunday, the 5th annual All-Madden team, so stay with us.
Ward is trying to nail Warren with one big punch, one stick punch. That's not the way to do it. He throws good combination punches. Got to throw that left hook to the body, left hook to the head, put them together.
Landed a left hook to the head there a moment ago, but it had no effect on Warren. He has blocked him a couple of times, but as the fight's gone on, it seems to me that he's lost some steam, physically as well as perhaps mentally.
He doesn't seem to be tired, though. When the bell rang at the end of the last round, he danced back to the corner. Again, he's got to take chances. He's got to let it all hang out. And that's what he is not doing at the moment.
And the Ward fans have quieted considerably as the fight has progressed. A couple of hundred of them here, along with family members. And Warren has silenced them, basically.
I see a lot of openings for Micky Ward. Frankie Warren does leave himself open, and he's a gambler, which is the kind of action fighter that the public likes to see, but Ward just does not punch at all. It must be tough fighting a Frankie Warren because the shoulders are coming at you, the head's coming at you on both hands.
Break.
And Warren continues to get off first.
Frankie Warren seeing this fight here today, if he wins it, is an opportunity to put himself back in the world title picture. Of course, you'd like to see Buddy McGirt again, but he also is looking for a shot against Mildred Taylor, one of the 140-pound champions. Taylor with an upcoming bout against John Meekin.
Right hand by Micky Ward just didn't seem to have too much on it, Tim. And he hit Warren right on the chin.
Warren again without a lot of pop on his punches now, but he just keeps throwing it. He's got leather landing every time he throws it.
Looks like a good left hook by Micky Ward to Tim, but it looks like he's getting a little tired now.
Right uppercut scored by Ward as we come into the final seconds, and all that does is bring more punches for Warren. Now there's a flurry to end this round as they hear the 10-second warning.
What do I know about plumbing? Hot, cold. Want to know any more? Ask Ace. That's what I do.
Well, Tim, Micky Ward ended the last round with a big flurry, but that's the way he has to start the round.
Round 11, scheduled for 12. Warren the champion, Ward the challenger in white. Tonight, and Joe Clancy watching an all-stamina display. Talking about the Raw Madden team. We got all stamina going here by 30-year-old Frankie Warren.
And again, Ward waits until the last 15 seconds to throw all those volleys of punches. He has to do it in the beginning of the round and see what effect it has on Frankie Warren.
Ward picking up the pace here. He's got the crowd behind him. He's got to have a knockout as we see it. There's a good left hand, but all it does is bring Warren firing back.
And he nailed another one, Tim, and a good right hand. Has to be discouraging for Micky Ward to hit this guy with those clean shots, and just about nothing happens. The only thing that has happened, he's got that little cut over the left eye. He turns to southpaw again. Hot break.
Warren fighting here in the 11th round like it's the first round. Every round looks the same. If you just play the videotape back for his effort.
And you can see the look of discouragement on Micky Ward's face. What do I have to do to this guy? Can't stop him. Perpetual motion.
champion, determined to get himself back into the world title picture. Relentless assault on the challenge of Micky Ward. Under 30 seconds, under the 20-second mark we go in round 11. There have been no knockdowns, and nobody's gone down by fatigue yet either. Down, back hostage. Coming to the end of the 11th round, Ward desperately flurrying here in the final seconds.
When you've got diarrhea, you can take this.
And stays up. From Vicks, of course.
Oh, come on, hold your touch. Come on, now step
The
back.
final round live from Atlantic City. The Micky Ward fans came to their feet exhorting their hero to somehow pull this out. As we got over our card, we could only give him 3, maybe 4 rounds through 11. The champion Frankie Warren in gold has been the dominant fighter. The same look every round from the opening bell to the closing bell. Pounding away, hitting whatever he can find.
As long as it isn't referee Frank Cappuccino.
Right, this is the first time that he's been slowed up and it's by the referee Frank Cappuccino taking some loose tape off his glove.
Ward just lays there and waits for Warren to throw the punches. He has to beat Frankie Warren through the punch. He lets Warren get off first all the time.
Frank Cappuccino now called into the action momentarily here. Lou Hubert has a retake under the top of the loose tape. First round action. Ward gets off first this time. Lands a combination. And Warren, I'm sure, sensing not just the retention of the championship, but himself vaulting back into the top group of 140-pounders is not about to rest now.
And Ward is now bleeding from the nose, Jim.
Once again, the crowd chanting, Micky, Micky. Frankie Warren, knowing all his fans are looking in on television, and can't be bothered by that support for Ward at all.
Ward landed a good clean left hand, Tim. You know, Tim, even if Ward loses this fight, he's going to learn something. He's going to learn what it takes to be a top 10 contender. And it's up to Micky Ward to try to improve.
He's just 23 years of age, and certainly is a good lesson for him.
Well, we've seen Frankie Warren do this with some real good fighters, Tim. Just outworks them, out-hustles them, and out-muscles them.
But Warren gives you no rest and no opportunity.
Very strong little guy.
Ward trying his best here in these final minutes, but you can see Warren, there's no let up.
What a pace, though, for a 12-round fight, Tim. Look at these kids blow punches. Frankie Warren again with that head in there. He doesn't do it on purpose. He's just a short guy. Puts pressure on you. His head has to be somewhere.
Under 30 seconds to go in the fight. Micky Ward in desperation now, but Warren keeps coming forward. Ward just slipped down in an effort to throw a right-hand uppercut. And that's it.
Micky Ward!
An appreciative crowd on their feet here at Caesars Atlantic City. Two game guys who let it all hang out through 12 rounds. Frankie Warren would appear to have defended his crown successfully. We'll be back with a decision after this message from your local station.
This is CBS.
Hi, I'm Tempest Bledsoe from The Cosby Show, and if you...
Here's the official scoring. Lynn Carter has it 117 to 111. Joe Pasquale scores it 115 to 113. And Al Morris 116 to 112 for the winner by unanimous decision. And still USBA Junior Welterweight Champion, Frankie Panchito Warren.
Frankie, baby.
you said you felt that you were in the best shape mentally and physically of your career, even at age 30. You sure showed it again today.
Thanks very much, John. First of all, I like to thank God and my Lord and Savior, brother, because without him, I know this and nothing else would be possible.
Well, you had that same relentless attack that we've seen in all Frankie Warren fights. Now you feel, obviously, you should get yourself a shot at a world title?
Oh, yes, most definitely. I most definitely have to do. I felt real good, like you said, and I'm looking forward to that world title fight because I know that's why I'm supposed to be.
All right, well, a great show for the pride of Corpus Christi, Texas. Frankie Warren got himself right back in world title contention with a victory today. Unanimous decision over Micky Ward. All right, well, here on CBS Sports Sunday, now it's time to bring you the 5th annual All-Madden team. Football fans have been waiting to find out who John likes.
4 years of age, seems to have